Welcome back to the channel USD Coins to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and valuable treasures hiding in plain sight. Today's episode brings you an incredible story that could make any collector's heart race, a tale of error, history, mystery, and unimaginable value. We're talking about a specific and mind-blowing numismatic marvel, the 2000 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, a coin originally meant to be worth a single penny but now reportedly valued at an astonishing $3 million. That's right, from 1 cent to millions, all because of a series of unique errors, rare anomalies, and striking mint mistakes that make this coin one of the most enigmatic and desirable in the world of coin collecting. So, buckle up, get comfortable, and prepare for a captivating journey through the secrets and mysteries behind this extraordinary piece of American currency. At first glance, the 2000 Liberty 1 cent coin appears to be just another Lincoln penny, part of the common coinage minted by the Denver Mint in the year 2000. But as numismatists and collectors have discovered, there is much more than meets the eye. What makes this coin so exceptional, and what exactly are the characteristics that elevate it from pocket change to a multi-million-dollar treasure? To understand the true value and nature of this coin, we need to explore its design, the minting process, the types of errors involved, and the context that gives this coin such significance. First, let's start with the basics. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent has undergone a few major design updates, but its iconic image remains a staple of U.S. coinage. The D mint mark under the date indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Normally, millions of pennies are produced every year, making any single coin from that year seem insignificant. However, in this particular instance, the 2000 Liberty cent became the subject of intense interest due to several highly unusual features that make it a unicorn among pennies. To fully appreciate the magnitude of this coin's value, it's essential to grasp the types of mint errors that can occur and why certain errors dramatically increase a coin's worth. In numismatics, mint errors can arise in many ways: double dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, incorrect metals used, misaligned dies, and even wrong planchet errors, where a coin is struck on the wrong type of blank intended for a different denomination. These errors are usually caught by the U.S. Mint's quality control system, but sometimes, a few pieces slip through, and when they do, they become instant targets for collectors. The 2000 Liberty 1 cent coin that has gained a $3 million valuation is believed to have an incredible combination of such errors. First and foremost, reports indicate that it may have been struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, possibly a dime or even a foreign coin, given the size and metallic composition variances noted in the coin. This alone would make the coin extraordinary, but it doesn't stop there. One of the most significant features contributing to its value is the double die obverse, a minting error where the die used to strike the coin had a misalignment, causing a duplicated image on one side. In this case, the duplication on the obverse makes Lincoln's profile, the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 2000, appear slightly doubled. While there are numerous examples of double die errors in U.S. coinage history, some are more dramatic than others. The doubling on this specific coin is so noticeable and distinct that it stands as one of the most dramatic known to collectors, placing it in a very rare category. Adding to the intrigue is an anomaly in the metal composition. While typical 2000 pennies were struck on copper-plated zinc planchets weighing approximately 2.5 grams, this particular coin is said to have an unusual weight, possibly due to it being struck on a foreign or experimental planchet. In numismatic history, there have been several cases where coins were accidentally struck on experimental blanks or those meant for other denominations or even for use by other nations. If this coin was struck on a different metal composition entirely, say, a blank intended for a 10-cent euro coin or a dime, it would be a tremendous anomaly, but the errors don't stop there. Another noted issue is the absence or blurring of the mint mark, the D, under the date. On most 2000 pennies, the mint mark is crisp and clear. However, on this particular specimen, reports suggest that the D is either missing, partially stamped, or shows signs of repunching, where a mint mark was stamped over another or slightly misaligned. Repunched mint marks, RPMs, are a form of variety highly sought after by error collectors, and when coupled with other striking features, they can greatly enhance a coin's rarity. One theory among experts is that this coin might have been part of a transitional test batch. The U.S. Mint has been known to experiment with planchets and striking dies before fully rolling out new designs or compositions. If this coin was part of such a batch, intended for internal review but accidentally released into circulation, it would explain its bizarre mix of errors and anomalies. Let's consider the odds. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins each year, and their quality control system is extremely thorough. The chances of a coin with this many major errors being released are infinitesimally small. Yet, somehow, this piece bypassed the usual checks and ended up in circulation, only to be discovered by someone with a keen eye and knowledge of minting anomalies. That makes its origin not just a fluke, but an extraordinary lapse or, perhaps, a mystery wrapped in the history of early 21st century minting practices. Another key factor in its valuation is the condition, or grade, of the coin. Grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, evaluate coins based on wear, luster, strike quality, and eye appeal. Coins that are uncirculated and maintain their original mint luster fetch far higher prices than worn specimens. The $1 million 2000D penny is believed to be in mint state, possibly graded MS67 or higher, making it not only rare because of its errors but also pristine in its physical condition. In addition, the coin's provenance, its ownership history and chain of custody, plays a crucial role in valuation. If the coin has been reviewed, authenticated, and held in private collections or by respected numismatic figures, that adds to its value. Rumors suggest that the coin in question has changed hands a few times in private sales, with offers exceeding 7 figures and eventually being valued at around $3 million based on its unmatched combination of error, condition, and provenance. Speculation about how such a coin came into existence has only fueled its mystique. Some believe it could have been the result of a rogue mint worker experimenting after hours, while others propose that it was accidentally produced during a testing phase for new machinery or planchets. Regardless of the cause, its emergence in the numismatic community was like striking gold for error coin collectors. As more experts have examined the coin, debates have emerged regarding whether more examples might exist or if this is truly a one-of-a-kind specimen. Thus far, no other identical 2000D pennies have surfaced with the same confluence of minting anomalies. That exclusivity increases its appeal significantly. In the world of rare collectibles, uniqueness often equates to higher value, especially when authenticity is verified and demand is high. Collectors are always on the hunt for error coins, but this particular specimen has galvanized the community in a unique way. Forums, blogs, YouTube videos, and numismatic magazines have all explored its potential value, sometimes skeptically but always with intrigue. Some experts have even suggested that this coin might end up displayed in a national museum or a private institution due to its numismatic and historical significance. Let's also consider the psychological and emotional factors at play. There's something deeply thrilling about the idea that a simple coin, one designed to be worth a single cent, could be hiding such immense value. It turns everyday pocket change into a potential treasure hunt. That emotional appeal has driven people to scour their old coin jars, thrift store finds, and estate sale collections in hopes of discovering something similar. It's a dream that keeps the hobby of coin collecting vibrant and alive, and if you're wondering whether you could have one of these valuable coins sitting unnoticed in a drawer or tucked away in a coin album, the answer is, it's possible. While the odds are incredibly slim, they are not zero. Every so often, a rare specimen like this emerges, often found by someone with curiosity, patience, and just enough knowledge to recognize that something wasn't quite right about that coin. To determine whether a coin like this is authentic and valuable, it would need to be closely examined by professional graders. Authentication is critical when dealing with coins of such enormous value, as counterfeits are a concern, and only certified grading organizations can provide the kind of official documentation required for high-end private sales or auctions. The coin would be evaluated under magnification for signs of doubling, misalignment, off-metal striking, weight, diameter, and any other inconsistencies with regular issue coins. Today, You're in for an exciting, eye-opening journey into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of numismatics, the tale of a tiny coin with a monumental value. We're talking about a 1-cent piece, a penny that most people might overlook on the street or find buried in the bottom of a change jar. But this isn't just any penny. This is the legendary 2003 Liberty 1-cent USA coin, a coin that some collectors and experts believe could be worth as much as $2 million due to a collection of rare and unique minting errors and anomalies. It's a coin that's captured the imaginations of hobbyists, historians, investors, and treasure hunters alike. So sit back and get comfortable, because we're about to deep dive into everything that makes this unassuming copper-colored coin one of the most sought-after and mystifying pieces in the entire world of modern numismatics. From minting mishaps and design inconsistencies to the almost mythical rumors of ultra-rare versions with unexplained features, we're going to break down every factor that may contribute to its astonishing potential value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just discovering the fascinating world of rare coins, this is a story you won't want to miss. The 2003 Liberty 1-cent USA coin comes from the Lincoln Cent series, which began back in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the penny has undergone various design changes, metal compositions, and minting adjustments, but most coins produced in recent decades have generally been low in both face value and collector interest. That's what makes this 2003 coin such an anomaly. While millions of 2003 pennies were produced by the U.S. Mint across its facilities, a very small number of them have surfaced that show signs of extraordinary minting mistakes, errors so significant and so rare that some examples have been valued well into 6 and even 7 figures. Now, what kinds of errors are we talking about? In the numismatic world, not all errors are created equal. Some are minor and relatively common, like off-center strikes or slight doubling. But the 2003 Liberty 1-cent coin has reportedly shown examples of multiple, overlapping types of minting flaws. One such error is the double die obverse, where the image of Lincoln on the front of the coin appears slightly doubled. This isn't just a visual illusion, it's the result of the die itself being imprinted twice with a misaligned design. This kind of error can create doubling in Lincoln's profile, the words, "In God We Trust," and the year, 2003. What makes this doubling particularly valuable is not just the fact that it exists, but how sharply and clearly it appears. When the doubling is dramatic and easy to see with the naked eye, collectors and grading services assign a higher level of rarity and value. A sharply doubled die obverse on a 2003 penny could easily fetch thousands or tens of thousands of dollars at auction. But some specimens reportedly go even further. There have been accounts, though unconfirmed by the U.S. Mint, of a small batch of 2003 pennies that appear to have mismatched design elements. This includes what's known as a mule error. A mule coin is one that has obverse and reverse dies that were never intended to be used together. Imagine, for example, if a 2003 penny had a front with Lincoln's bust and a reverse not of the Lincoln Memorial but of another design, such as the wheat ears from earlier decades or even a reverse meant for a foreign coin. These types of errors are exceedingly rare and can skyrocket a coin's value into the millions depending on their uniqueness and authenticity. Another striking error that's rumored to exist in certain 2003 Liberty 1-cent coins involves the use of the wrong planchet. A planchet is the blank metal disc that is stamped into a coin. In normal operations, pennies are struck on copper-plated zinc planchets. However, in the hustle and machinery of the mint, mistakes can happen. There have been reports of 2003 pennies struck on silver-colored dime planchets or even foreign metal blanks. These wrong planchet errors are highly desirable because they not only change the appearance and weight of the coin but also serve as clear evidence of an exceptional error during production. One particularly exciting variant of this error is the so-called aluminum cent. Though the U.S. Mint has publicly denied producing aluminum cents after the early 1970s, rumors persist in the collector community that an experimental batch of aluminum cents was produced around 2003 for internal testing. If a few of these made it out into circulation, or were smuggled or accidentally distributed, they would be among the rarest and most valuable modern coins in existence. With only 1 or 2 verified examples, their value could easily breach the $2 million mark. Then there's the matter of missing or misprinted mint marks. The mint mark on a coin indicates where it was produced, whether that be Philadelphia, no mark, or P, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. Most 2003 pennies come from Philadelphia or Denver, but certain error coins have been found with partial mint marks, double impressions of the mark, or even marks that don't match the standard for the year. Some of the most famous error coins in U.S. history, like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die, have achieved their legendary status largely because of similar anomalies in the mint marks, and then there's a layer of intrigue involving the details of Lincoln's profile itself. Some 2003 pennies show odd distortions in Lincoln's bust, extra lines, missing features, or ghost-like impressions of other imagery. These could be the result of die fatigue, hub doubling, or improper die cleaning, but whatever the cause, they add to the uniqueness of each piece. In rare cases, coins have appeared with what seems like the ghost image of another face or emblem behind Lincoln's head, almost like a shadowy relic of a different coin design. Collectors are fascinated by these phantom features, not only because they are rare, but because they evoke the mystery of the minting process and raise questions about what kind of die errors or planchet reuse might have caused them. Could the mint have used old dies by mistake? Could the coin have been struck over a previously struck blank? These are the kinds of questions that fuel the value of such pieces, especially when their origins remain uncertain and their production cannot be replicated. A major part of what determines a coin's value is its condition, also known as its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a flawless, mint-fresh specimen. Some 2003 error pennies that have achieved a grade of MS 65 or higher, mint state, 65 out of 70, have already sold for tens of thousands of dollars. But if a rare error version of the coin, such as one with a mule design or struck on an aluminum planchet, were to surface in near-perfect condition, its auction value could easily reach or exceed $2 million. Now, let's talk about scarcity. The basic principle of supply and demand plays a huge role in coin values. If there are only a few known examples of a specific error, collectors will compete fiercely to own one, driving prices up. With the 2003 Liberty 1 cent, we don't have a confirmed count of how many error coins exist, especially in the most extreme and valuable categories. That's part of what makes this story so thrilling. It's not just about a coin's condition or its visible errors, it's also about the chase, the possibility that there could still be unknown treasures out there waiting to be discovered in circulation, in an old collection, or forgotten in a desk drawer. What makes this story even more incredible is that many of these valuable 2003 pennies were likely released into circulation like any other coin. That means that right now, as you watch this video, there could be millions of 1-cent coins out there, and one of them might be worth more than a luxury home or an exotic sports car. That's what keeps collectors checking their change, visiting coin shops, attending auctions, and scouring flea markets. The idea that lightning might strike, that you could find that one elusive piece, worth up to $2 million, sitting unnoticed in a jar of spare change, while some of the most dramatic errors from 2003 are still the stuff of legend and rumor, more and more examples are being verified and slabbed by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. These organizations authenticate coins, assign grades, and document their unique characteristics. As more 2003 error coins make their way into certified collections, the market for them is only heating up. The growing interest in coins like the 2003 Liberty 1 cent is also a reflection of broader trends in alternative investments. In recent years, coins have become more than just a hobby, they've become a hedge against inflation, a store of historical and intrinsic value, and a tangible piece of art and craftsmanship. When you hold a coin like this in your hand, you're not just holding a monetary artifact, you're holding a story, a mystery, and potentially a fortune, and let's not forget the historical and patriotic element. The Lincoln cent has been a fixture of American life for over a century. Millions of Americans grew up with it, collected it, and carried it in their pockets. For a humble coin like the 2003 penny to rise to legendary status, it captures something about the American dream itself, the idea that even the smallest, most overlooked thing can hold immense hidden value.